Shazam, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Starladder Season 3. This is the second game of Dara, this time against Kharkiv team, the new squad from Artstyle, former captain of also Dara, so I think this should be pretty interesting, kind of bad blood game. And again, my name is Epi, thanks for tuning in. Check out epicommentary.com if you want to know more or find out more. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my YouTube, do all that stuff. You're not going to do this anyway, so let's jump ourselves right into the game. With me is team captain of We Has Asian. You know him from a few casts in the past with myself, and also from owning everybody over at Gamescom earlier this year. With me is FATA. Welcome, man.
I'm glad to join you for this game today. We got some aggressive Dota going, Eastern Dota.
Yeah, man. Should be pretty good stuff. I mean, Dara again just lost against the Tough Bananas, formerly known as the Copenhagen Wolves, another team that you guys took out over on stage in Cologne, and now up against Arsenal. So let's see how this is going to go. By the way, now after International 3, there's many players in the pool, you know, because many teams disbanded. And I was hanging out with Kebab and his friends in Cologne on Friday, and they were talking about really liking you and you being a really strong player with a lot of potential. Have you made any moves to kind of you know, grab up some of those pro players that are now without a sponsor to make a new team?
Myself, me?
Yes, or are you going to try?
Yeah, as you know, it's already it's already planned to do so. I already left We As Asian, so I'm already there continuing without me. It was a mutual decision. Both sides were kind of in content with the situation, the gameplay and stuff. So we just decided to split up. They will continue without me. Yeah, I will do my own thing, and hopefully we get some nice team going.
Cool.
In the
So
near future.
so you're not We As Asia anymore, and you're now thinking to see if you can find yourself another team that you can work with.
Exactly.
Cool stuff. Okay, let's see if I can actually turn up your volume a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can. Alright. Can you say something again, please?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hear
that's
me? All
yes, that's really good. Okay.
Yes.
So the draft's already way underway. We are in the second ban phase. Let's see what we got here. Broodmother picked up Queen of Pain, Leshrak for Kharkiv, and Rubik Tidehunter Morphling. So Naga Siren is out. Furion again completely ignored. Anything you want to say to the draft? Anything that is interesting to note?
Well, I think we've already for Dara we've already got pretty standard picks going. The Rubik, the early Rubik pick off, the first pick of Rubik, kind of standard, especially when Leshrak is still in the pool, because you try to counter Leshrak with the Rubik. Just stealing the split off or the edict is just so strong. And yeah, after that we see Tide and Morph pickups, which gives good teamfight control, good carry potential, pretty much standard pick material here. For Kharkiv team, or however you pronounce it, we've got an early Crow pickup, that's pretty interesting. They seem to try to counter Morph with that actually. And otherwise, yeah, it's Root and the Leshrak will focus on getting early towers, getting early pressure going. And try to possibly they try to dodge the Tide as much as possible with the Broodmother to split push, so they don't have to go into those big team fights. They can just split push, and they don't like have to 5-on-5 with the Ravage being up.
Alright, that's interesting. So we'll see how this is going to work out. Dara now pick up Shadow Shaman, so he's got some good nuke to kind of take care of Spiderlings, and the disables are really strong on him as well. So they might want to look for the relatively fast Blink Dagger on him as well to have strong initiation. And last game we saw the initiation power also of a Rubik with the Blink Dagger. Didn't work out for Dara, but now they have a second go at it. But I guess who knows who played Rubik really did a good game. Stole 2 black holes from Enigma and won a few team fights for him. And Artstyle responds with the Chen pickup, so he will kind of be the backbone, make sure that his low HP teammates will kind of have some more HP to work with his heal. And also he will be operating out of the jungle. And yes, all signs are push, man. So you already analyzed that Kharkiv team will go for push, and Chen also plays into this type of strategy. Whereas Dara have a kind of, yeah, as you said, more standard stuff. They got the teamfight, Tidehunter, they got Rubik, and Morphling and Shadow Shaman. So you're saying that the Dire side, they want to kind of avoid doing full-on team fights, right?
seems like it now, because we are generally, if you pick a brute mother, you know she's always just on one side, just on one lane, and not like 5 versus 5, and like Tide is a hero that wants to be in 5 versus 5 fights, and that's probably the reason for they picked it before that. But yeah, I think that's the strategy, just pushing, split pushing as much as possible, and try to just avoid the ravage. Yeah.
Alright. By the way, man, if you're already floating around the free seat, you should hit up people like Kuroki or someone to see if you can get like a powerhouse German team.
Yeah, there are already some discussions about that. Hopefully we get something going, and time will tell what happens.
Yeah, if Kuroki would wake up for once and not sleep
Yeah,
around all day.
that's the problem. You only get him at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when he starts to stand up, get some breakfast, and then you're ready for scrims at 9 o'clock. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Oh man, Anti-Mage, they're kind of... Oh. So Enchantress last pick for Dara, Anti-Mage last pick for Kharkiv team, and Artstyle picking up Leshrac. So, what do you think about this last pick in Anti-Mage? I guess it's gonna be Leshrac Anti-Mage, and supported kind of by Chen in the jungle, and then Queen of Pain and Broodmother.
Yeah, it already seems like Dara is going offensive with the Eng pickup to shut down the anti-mage. It seems like they're gonna put, well, it's quite hard to say whether they do it, but usually an Eng can be used to, to go into the enemy jungle and screw with the Chen a bit, and put pressure on the safe lane farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And you can already see them going into the enemy jungle, possibly getting some wards out. I'm not sure if they want to go for the offensive tri lane, since the problem is that Pen has the backup of a Leshrac, which is quite dangerous, with the edict going on an Eng that's just alone in the jungle. It could always be a kill.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see whether they decide to go for offensive or not.
Yeah. By the way, can you check if you have to activate your in-game mic, because we have these tournament
probably.
tickets?
Gonna do that now.
Yeah, please. My in-game mic is not. Why is it not showing? Let's see. Enable open mic mute.
I just saw it a second ago.
Okay.
Oh, does it work?
Yes.
Is it fine?
Yes, I think so. I can't hear you, but if you have your in-game mic activated, then the spectators will hear you anyway. Okay. Now
the problem is that I hear you in the in-game, and it's late, so I hear you twice. Is there any way to fix that?
Yes, you go into audio, and then you on the bottom left on audio you have mute co-casters.
Oh, okay,
And
nice.
turn that on. Okay, let's go over the lineups quickly. We have Grumpy playing Enchantress, Sava Doom this time playing Rubik, so they're switching things around. Nowhere is playing Morphling, Hawkeye this time around on Tidehunter, and Nose will actually be playing Shadow Shaman, whereas on Team Kharkiv, or Kharkiv team, we have Unstop on the Queen of Pain. We have Artstyle, Dota 2 Legend by now playing Queen of Pain. No, that's Rex. Sorry, guys. Dubas is playing Chen. Dubas, an old friend, I think, from Artstyle, streaming a lot as well. Always Want to Fly, old player on DTS, is playing Anti-Mage. And we have Mag, former teammate of Artstyle from Dara, also playing Broodmother. So, one guy I don't know is this Unstop on Queen of Pain. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I never heard of him either.
Okay. See how he will perform. On top lane, we have Rubik and Morphling, as well as Enchantress, offensively jungling, but Artstyle doing a pretty good job here. What are your thoughts about the lane?
It's pretty interesting. It's kind of hard for an Eng, if the dire side is the job right, it's pretty hard for an Eng to get huge dominance going.
Now they're going on to Artstyle. The clap also hits. He's slowed down, and now they're going to try to go for it, but Always Want to Fly blinks in. The smaller Ursa did some great damage right now onto Enchantress, but the first one to drop is actually Artstyle, and Always Want to Fly needs one more kill, but here comes a nice salve usage from Grumpy. Anti-Mage now on the back foot. He does have a blink ready again, so he's got to back out, and that's a first blood right now for Dara, so nice played.
Yeah. Very nice dodging the stun of Leshrac. He didn't have a chance to split off anyone. That was good movement by the Radiant. And that saves them the first blood, which is a great advantage on this offensive tri lane. Very important.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Bottom lane, Tidehunter against Brood. Do you like playing against a Brood more with a Tidehunter or with a Sand King? I don't, like, usually I always see a Tidehunter.
Yeah, I think Tidehunter is an edge stronger at laning against Brood, simply because of his Kraken Shell. The Fighterlings do minor damage, and the Brute herself does less damage as well. And the Anchor Smash just allows you to clear the Spider Wave so quickly it has low mana, low cooldown. That's why it's just amazing at being well. Tide is just amazing at being against Brute.
Alright, middle lane unstopped now going in for Shadow Shaman, and he might actually drop. He will need to use his salve intelligently enough. Yes, I think this will just save his life, but he just had to use a salve for 100 HP, and he will go back down to around 70 after this thing is gone. And he will probably have to use the crow to send himself out a bottle or something. Let's see what his crow has.
Doesn't have to go yet. He's going with himself.
Alright, so
he has to get it, else he has to go to base and he loses a lot of XP.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will set him back from the bottle. Queen of Pain already has a bottle now, and Rasta is still 300 gold short, so this will be a huge advantage for the Queen of Pain in the middle lane against Rasta.
Yeah, this is really big for him. He has to use that 100, and again, I like that she put 2 levels into Shadow Strike. Usually I really like to do this too. What about you? Do you leave it at level 1 or do you put another point into it?
I always leave it at level 1. I don't agree with the don't scale ultimate in level 2 Shadow Strike build that's becoming more and more common. I must say I haven't tried it yet, but for me it just doesn't fit my playstyle, because I like having this ultimate at level 6 just do so much more burst potential, and that's why I really like to get it together with the max Queen of Pain and just 1 level of Shadow Strike.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's exactly it. Usually you go for 2, like what FATA is saying is that we see a trend in Queen of Pain for all the other people out there that go for 2 levels in Shadow Strike, and then you go 4, 5, 6, 7 into Scream of Pain and skipping your ultimate. For players like me that are not pro like FATA, it's easier to go that skill build, because usually when you have power turrets or something, we don't. Oh, now middle lane knows it's gonna drop to the poison. Great play, man, by this guy. This is like the Shadow Striker level 2 does more damage over time. It gives you a little bit stronger map control, lane control, and you skip the ultimate, and that way you don't have to worry about things like mana management, because if you have an ultimate that is really expensive and a level 3 or 4 nuke, then you gotta really know your hero. You gotta know Dota 2 very well to figure out what you can do. I mean, yeah, this is for a casual player like myself. It's easier to go that way.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like that if you're in the middle lane, you get the runes, and that's where you like get most of your mana from anyway, and you will have a lot more mana than on the side lane. I would rather understand the build being on the side lane as a Queen of Pain, because you don't have the close way to the runes. But in middle, I think the mana is just fine if you manage to get the runes.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in the middle lane with the Queen, you always go for that bottle, so you do have some good mana. Gotta make sure you get your rune control up. You gotta have your supports checking this out or placing some wards for you, and then you ought to be fine. And we talked about Queen of Pain in Cologne as well. You know, before she was like the most nerfed hero in Dota 1. Man, remember the old Queen of Pain? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Level 1 Shadow
Just
Strike.
the times of I think when Vigos used to play it in the Virtus Pro or so, just yanking around. I'm not sure who played it, but it was just amazing. Always the Queen of Pain solo mid was just so massive, and like the blink compared to now had max range, I think, at level 1 even.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Level 1 Shadow Strike had the max slow already. She had more attack range. It was such a that's why it was my favorite hero. It was really noob friendly.
Yeah, I loved playing it too. It just allowed you to just dominate the opponent at any stage of the game, not just early game, not just mid game, any time of the game.
Yeah. What's interesting is that Mag is having a really tough time against this Tidehunter. Tidehunter is out farming him in terms of last hits, and that is brought to you by that Anchor Smash. As you said, it's a really cheap spell. We see the Arcane Boots picked up by Tidehunter, so he can just sustain his spamming of the Anchor Smash, and as long as he stands on the lane, Brute Mother will not be able to make anything happen. And now Nose is in huge trouble. He tries to go for a kill on Art Style, sent back right now from Chen. It might actually be in time. No, Art Style drops and Shadow Shaman falls right after, so he makes sure he doesn't die without killing something himself. But
problem is now that Queen of Pain even gets extra farm from the Raster bots. She's already fed enough, so.
Yeah, good point.
But we have to talk about top lane as well. Where Morph is just extremely out farming the anti-mage. He's only got 12 CS after 6 minutes or like nearly 7 minutes.
Yeah.
The Morphling, whereas the Morphling is has got 34 CS, which is pretty big.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage just had to run back to base and buy his own TP. Queen of Pain got a nice pick off on Enchantress. I mean, playing An Enchantress against the Queen of Pain is one of the most annoying things ever because you hate burst damage as an Enchantress and Queen of Pain will just kill you. So that's what we just saw, not really worth commenting on so much. If you get caught up by Queen of Pain with a combo, then you're basically done as an Enchantress. Now, Morphling, with his cool new icons, is out-farming the anti-mage so far, and this is actually really good. They are winning the top lane, and they're winning the bottom lane. Rasta is only losing in the mid, but yeah. What are your thoughts with the teams? Do you already have an opinion about which one of the teams have the better start to the game, or have the better chance of winning it?
Well, I think it's safe to say that Dara have a good start here. It's very important to shut down the anti-mage early, just delaying his battle fury by as much as possible. And if you at the same time give Morphling free farm, then it's just like a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
But the Queen of Pain will be a problem, I think.
Okay, that was really interesting stuff. Shadow Shaman got Shadow Striked again, and he knew he was dead. He walked to his buddy that TP'd in and tried to tell him to quickly deny him, but the TP took too long. But before he died, he still used a Smoke of Deceit for some reason. That doesn't... Oh well.
Misclick, I guess. Or some panic attack.
Yeah, he's like, I need regen, man. Give me regen from somewhere. Smoke, can you give me regen? He's like, no, but I can make you invisible. And now Tidehunter is a level 7, so it's a 225 damage nuke on the Anchor Smash. Look at that range. It's also way bigger than you would think. And with the Arcane Boots, he's just able to do this. He's on level 8 already, out-leveling Broodmother a bit in terms of experience. And in last hits, I think as well. Yes, he's actually the leader of the scoreboard so far in terms of last hits. Artstyle going for the dive, support TP's coming in, but there's that huge Queen of Pain, 10 seconds left on the ultimate, now Wall Trap from Nose, Artstyle first one to drop, now Queen of Pain also gonna get caught out, and man, not even a Ravage used by Tidehunter. He doesn't have the mana for it, but still, even Mag, really low in HP, has to get back. So, quick TP reaction, I guess. Good play.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice TP, but dive was a bit questionable. Dive, like Tide has 1,000 hit points and 4 armor. It's a bit risky to dive him. Yeah, we do have to give props to the reaction of Rasta, just securing 2 kills there, making sure that his Tide doesn't die.
Yeah. And they even got a very important kill on Queen of Pain, so that really sets her back a bit as well. She did get a bunch of kills early on, but she did have to roam around the map for a bit, so that shows in her last hits. She only has 37 last hits, almost 10 minutes in for a solo lane against a Rasta, where she dominated the lane. It's really interesting because Rasta almost has the same amount of last hits. Now we see a hero getting caught out as Enchantress. Grumpy gets killed again by a team, Kharkiv team that really are persisting on the bottom, while on top, Morphling still just farming away. 57 last hits on him, and Anti-Mage, poor guy, has to stand against him with only 18 last hits so far.
Yeah, I don't agree with not having a support top dire side at the moment. Yeah, if just Chen comes top, when the Morph is solo, he can just drag him off the lane and secure AM free farm, but they are just letting him solo 1 versus 1 against...
Oh, the initiation on top lane right now, onto Anti-Mage. There's a Shackle, and he's gonna be dead. Big pickup, sorry for interrupting you, man.
No, I was done pretty much.
All
but
right.
yeah, I was just saying that moment AM can't really stand against Morphling and they should support top. Currently they're trying to do pressure the other lanes to force Dara to defend the towers, for example. We see a push in middle, but it looks like it's just gonna be a trade here. Tower trade, top for mid.
Again, a standard combination used by Queen of Pain in mid against Enchantress. That's just the bane of her life, is that burst damage, and Queen of Pain doesn't care. She uses the ultimate for just a single kill, so that's, I guess, her way of farming. Yeah, and as you said earlier, the tower trade is complete. Hawkeye on bottom. He already has his Hood of Defiance up right now, so he's going to be tanking up like crazy. So they do go for a really fast pipe, which is a cool decision because of Leshrac and Queen of Pain. And yeah, looking good so far.
Yeah, Tide is just extremely rich right now. He's got Arcane Boots and the Hood of Defiance at 11 minutes.
Oh man.
And the Brood can't stand against that. She can't do anything. Like usually, if rushes the mana boots, Brood can spam the spiderlings on him directly, just spam the nuke on him, and then he doesn't have the regen to pain the lane, but for the Hood of Defiance, there's nothing Brood can do against this Tide. Nothing at all. There's
Also defended
even
his tier 1 tower on bottom, so it's only sitting at 170 HP so far. On top lane, they almost got to pick off on Morphling, but he didn't die. At this stage, I don't even know, will Morphling go for like a Lincoln Sphere or go for a fast shotgun? What do you think should he go for?
really, it really looks like a fast shotgun to me. He's the advantage. Because no one will have the item up to cope with that shotgun. For example, Queen of Pain won't have a Lincolns or a Hex to survive the shotgun. So I guess that's his option, just to dominate the Lashback, the Chen, and the Queen of Pain as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And one thing I gotta point out is that Dara really are outplaying Kharkiv team in regards to moving around on the map. They are just ganking a lot, and the ganks are successful. They're getting pickoffs, they're getting towers, and for the Dire side, it's not so effective. They do some questionable dives, they lose some lives that way. Artstyle even walks right back in for a nice anchor smash to the face, and it doesn't look as effective as the movement from Dara so far.
Yeah, I would agree. Just like we saw now, for example, the Dara got the bottom tower, whereas the mid tower, the T2 tower, was successfully defended. So they got the better of that trade.
Yeah, Anti-Mage on top, only level 8, could buy up his Vanguard right now, but it's already 30 minutes into the game, so perhaps he might think about skipping it. Can he afford skipping it, or does he really need that extra HP and damage block to stand against the enemy?
Well, I believe he's going to get a Battle Fury as much as possible, because otherwise he just can't out-carry the Morphling. He kinda needs it, but the problem is with Rubik having 2 blinks to steal of Queen of Pain and Anti-Mage, it's very easy to get a gang going. You just blink in, telekinesis, and Rasta follows up with his spells. That's why, yeah, Anti-Mage has to be careful, but I still think, even though he is at risk of dying, I still think he's going for the Battle Fury just to make sure that he can out-carry the Morph if it goes well. Actually, no, he went for Vanguard now. He did go for Vanguard. Bought it up just now. Yeah.
So he just really wants to make sure he can survive a bit, but I mean, as soon as you go for Vanguard on Anti-Mage, you really have to be farming non-stop. You gotta be able to get that. Oh, now he might get caught out again on top lane. There's a Shackle, and he is going to fall to... Yeah, that Rasta is just a bane of a Blinker. So with a Hex as well as a Shackle, they have all the tools they need. Morphling with the waveform, a good burst, nuke, and so far, Anti-Mage is shut down really, really strong. He will need a lot of time and gold to be able to get some effectiveness in the team fights. Now in mid lane, the team fight's happening. Enchantress on the run back out, uses her heal, chase after from Arsa. Big Ravage right now, catches 3 heroes. Enchantress doesn't fall, but instead Lashback drops, and now they're chasing after Chen on Dubas. Already Impedus up on Enchantress, doing a great amounts of DPS, and now Unstop on Queen of Pain has to blink herself away, and this will open up the tier 1 tower in mid to be pushed down from the siege creep, and Dara are really taking a big advantage.
But no, this wasn't even such a good fight for them, because Brute simply took bottom tower, whereas the Ravage was used, and 5 or 4 heroes were committed to mid lane, just to get T1 tower. It's a good trade if they get this T2 tower in mid now, but otherwise they just traded a T1 for T2.
Yeah, good point.
With Brute solo farming on bottom lane.
Yeah, I didn't even see that tier 2 tower drop until you said it, so yeah, that's a really, really not as good as it looked in middle lane. And now even Shadow Shaman dropping to Queen of Pain up there on the secret shop. They're still chasing, but Rubik ends that chase for Kharkiv team, so they do hold their tier 2 tower in mid.
Yeah, but it's hard to say who got who got a better trade there, because you still have to mention that Morphling, while they were while Dara, the rest of the Dara heroes were fighting in mid, he was just free farming on top and even getting a good amount of damage on the tower, on the T2 tower on top lane. They didn't kill the towers, T2 and they didn't kill the T2 and T2 mid and T2 top man. But still got a good amount of damage on them. Yeah. Allows them to just take them easily with the next Rust Wards or so.
Yeah, it's out of deny range, and I just looked at Morphling. He did go for an ultimate orb, so yeah, he's gonna go for a Lincoln Sphere, and his attack speed is really low. Now he starts morphing into agility, but this will set him back a bit. I personally like to go for a Lincoln Sphere, but as you said,
I don't agree here.
Yeah, I mean, this Ethereal Blade would have been an amazing tool for him to go up against. Oh man, Broodmother on bottom lane actually drops. She was caught way out of position by Dara's side, but yeah, as you said, Morphling has 2 or 3 heroes on the Dire side, on the enemy side, that he could insta-kill with his new item there.
Yeah, and main reason why I don't agree is that they don't, like, the dire side don't have, for example, the hex or or some targeted stun like a frostbite, or for example, that really screws the morphling or like puts up him at risk of dying.
Yeah.
They only have, for example, a shadow strike triggers Lincolns, or if Queen of Pain decides to go for a hex, then it's useful. But otherwise, it's not good.
Yeah, really. Now even Leshrak getting a crap load of damage from the Ancients. It looked like he was getting ganked, but he was just getting beat up by a bunch of Ancients. Yeah, they have... What do they have? I mean, Leshrak didn't even go for Lightning Storm, so this isn't going to proc a Lincolns. Chen has a nuke, but this really... I don't understand why he does
Yeah,
go
it's
for...
the disables that hurt them off. It's not really the nuke of Chen that matters.
Yeah. Yep, and even so, it's not enough of targeted spells to kind of reason out why you would go for Lincolns here. But at any rate, we'll see if this...
Well, I guess he's scared of the Orchid of Roots and the Hex coming out of Queen of Pain, but those are like a long... Like, they're quite away. It still need time to get a Hex on Queen of Pain, and by then he already has... would have had his Ethereal Blade and could just shotgun down the Queen of Pain every fight.
Yeah. So we'll see how big of an influence this item choice for Morphling is going to have as the game progresses. On top lane, always want to fly, still needs to farm up. He's 0-2, 52 last hits, 18 minutes into the game. This is a really unusual sight of an anti-mage to only have 2 to 3 last hits a minute. And now even the blink initiation in from Rubik. Was it even a blink? I'm not even sure. He doesn't even have a blink dagger, but still, they get the kill.
Yeah, it was a Queen of Pain blink. Like I said, it's very easy to initiate with the Rubik stealing either Queen of Pain blink or anti-mage blink.
Yeah, I guess that Rubik pickup is working wonders for him, and Anti-Mage is not working wonders at all for Kharkiv team right now. He is the big worry of the dire side, because they gotta make sure he gets his farm up, but Dara know that he is so far away from getting any big item to be able to do anything in teamfights. They need to rely on the split push. So right now we see Dara pressuring the tier 3 top, Rasta wards drop, and look at the bottom side for Kharkiv team. They know they need to go for split push. They can't take the head-on team fight, but Dara also know this, so now they're trying to play their strength. The pipe is already up for Tidehunter with a gem. They want to finish the game right now, and we see a big wave going into bottom from Kharkiv team as well. The glyph is now used, and now they got to make a decision. What should they do? Should they TP back, or should they stay on top for Dara? It doesn't matter, they do TP back.
Yeah, Dire's just faster with the Leshrak Edict and the Brute Spiderlings.
Yeah, they are going. Chen heal is out, and now Brute Mother will have to fight back. She does have her Silence Stick. Rasta first one to drop. Great team fight so far for Kharkiv team. Buyback used by Rasta. Now Morphling is here. Dubas gonna take a fall to the right click from Rubik, chasing after Artstyle. They need a little bit more cooldown time for their spells, but Artstyle might be safe. No, there's a blink in from Rubik. No mana left on him. You can only right click, but there's a waveform for Morphling, and they get a second kill onto Kharkiv team. So, Tier 3 tower is down on top, and the Tier 3 tower is down on bot. What do you think about what just happened?
It's kind of weird what happened, that both teams decided not to go for a fight and just trade towers. I guess Dara thought that they were way faster with 5 heroes already at the tower, while Kharkiv was still pushing bottom. But they apparently underestimated...
Oh, now Mag... Oh, sorry, man. They don't have anything to reveal him off, but he got caught out right there. The Impetus would have done a crap load of damage, but he did go invisible fast enough. These Eastern European guys, man, they are so aggressive, they don't care about anything.
Yeah, it's just their style to always... Such an aggressive style, I don't know. It's playing against it is just a pain, because you're always under pressure. You never have a safe lane to farm, so you always expect being ganked any second.
Alright, there's that pipe. They have a Drum of Endurance on Tidehunter. Any other big items we see up? I mean, there's a Lincoln Sphere completed on Morphling. Rubik is going for a mech. It's not up yet. These items are going to be really important for them, such as this Blink Dagger on Shadow Shaman. They need this initiation. They can't always rely on Rubik having that blink from Queen of Pain, even though it might be pretty good stuff. A TP out from Queen of Pain.
Yeah, they were trying to backdoor the tower. But the region kicked in, and they just realized they couldn't take it. I think it was in deny range beforehand, and in Dota 1 it doesn't trigger the backdoor region when it's actually deniable, but I think it's different in Dota 2. It just triggers nonetheless.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. Right, we have 3 Centaurs on the top lane. They're going to go for the tier 1 tower, and Shadow Shaman gets the kill on Brute. This is a huge pickoff for them because she was on her way toward a BKB, and now they even pressure down the tier 2 on bottom while they're going for the tier 1 on top. They get it, but on bottom they might lose that tier 2. Now we have Sabadoom on Rubik coming in onto Dubas. The 3 Centaurs need to get Micro to stun, but they just stand around. Now Chen drops along with Brute Mother, and they get a kill. They get 2 kills, and they get a tier 2 tower. So if we look at the gold graph, there's that big leap up for Dara side right now. No, actually this one right here just updated. And for experience, there's those 2 kills gets them from 2.5 to 4.5 in experience advantage.
Yeah, the main problem is still for Kharkiv that AM has nothing compared to Morph. He's just finished his Yasha. He's not even going for Battle Fury, so it's well, you can doubt that AM is gonna outcarry this Morph.
Yeah.
And
What
to
is
be
he
honest,
doing?
I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
Tight, I guess. To be honest, I think that Dara could just go 5-man top now and take the Rex with the Ravage, because the Ravage is just probably the best teamfight spell in the game, and forcing the top lane is quite an easy thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, Kharkiv team, they still have the hopes and the possibility of a Brute Mother coming in. Now she has a DD, so this might be really big ultimate use. He's going to go for Roshan. This will give her some good gold. The Aegis is going to be immensely important as well. I don't think that the Dire side is out of this game so far, but they have a severely underfarmed Morphling anti-mage, and now Morphling on top is going to be initiated. There's a combination from Art Style. The ultimate is used, but he still has Waveform, going to try to get himself away, and Enchantress is there as well with the heal, so they aren't able to get the kill on him. Now Rubik is going after. They're going to go for Art Style. There's a Telekinesis. The nukes fly out. He's so low on HP. He just needs to go for a nuke. But there's a mech actually used and a sendback from Chen. He turns around for the stun. There's a nuke from Morphling, but they don't get the kill. He actually gets sent back in time. Now Anti-Mage gets the Aegis, while Dara is pushing the top tier 3. Enchantress gets a kill on Chen, and they're now going for the high ground. But the wards are severely misplaced, and this gives them a lot less pushing potential. And they still do want to finish up and go for the Rex. Blink in from 2 heroes, ultimate used by Queen of Pain, and there's the counter Ravage. Immediate drop from Anti-Mage. He's going to be back in just a few seconds. Queen of Pain mustn't die. She has a Hex up already, but hasn't used it. And now the Shackle onto Anti-Mage. They might be able to drop him before he's able to blink away. No, he is able to blink away in time. Blink after from Rasta, and now they will turn around and focus the Rax. We have Brute Mother.
They can't take them.
Yeah?
I don't think. Oh, actually, well, the ulti of Queen of Pain is gonna. Actually, they can easily take them. Like I said, just going top with the Ravage is an easy thing.
Yeah, Art Style now drops. Mag's in the middle of it. He does get Hex right now, and they try to force them away from their base, and I think they will be successful. They are turning on their away. They're very low on mana. Rubik trying to TP away, and it's going to be successful for sure. Now we have Morphling going up against Art Style. Art Style has been dying so often. He's got just mass strength bonus, and he gets sent back by Chen. Now they're going after Shadow Shaman and Kharkiv team, trying to make something happen on the top lane. Rasta doing a good job and just trying to run away, but there goes the nuke from Mag. The Hand of God goes out as well. Nowhere now has to run himself back. I don't think they can kill Morphling. And he even goes back in aggressively. And now Brute Mother might be out of position a little bit. The ultimate is up, but she's getting just kited around like crazy. Anti-Mage is here though, gets the kill on Enchantress. And this is just the longest teamfight I've ever seen. Now Morphling just runs back, but they can't kill him at all. And TP out from Tidehunter ends this engagement on top.
Yeah, the rebuy saved them from losing the Rex, I guess, on Art Style. And because the team fight dragged so long, many of the Radiant heroes were already out of mana, and that's why they couldn't take the Rex at the end.
Now the BKB is up on Brute Mother. That was a long and drawn out team fight. We see both graphs coming back down slightly, so we see that Kharkiv team, if they diligently continue defending their top racks, they might actually have a chance.
Definitely not out of the game yet. Anti-Mage is getting some free space now. Brute has finished her BKB. Yeah, they definitely still have a good shot at game, because the only carry for Dara is indeed the Morphling, whereas Kharkiv have Brute, Anti-Mage, Quap, like many semi-carries, and one hard carry.
Brute Mother just went for an attempt to go on Enchantress, unsuccessful though. And now she'll just continue farming up in the enemy jungle. And we might see a bait happening by Tidehunter. Rubik's in the vicinity, but it's 2 against... no, actually it's 4 heroes from Kharkiv team. Now Artsal is coming in, but there's a Ravage up on Tidehunter. He might have to use it here really soon. There he goes. He goes for the TP. Is it going to be enough, though? No, there's the Hex right now from Queen of Pain, and he's going to drop, so that's a double waste.
That's big. That's big, yeah.
The gem is gone, the ultimate is gone, and the TP is on cooldown, and they get a kill. Rubik is able to get himself back safely, but man, what an ultimate by Tidehunter. It was obvious, though, wasn't it, that he's not able to TP away in time?
Yeah, I don't know why he went for it. You should accept when you're out of position and you're dead, and shouldn't waste your Ravage like that. Very stupid play by him, in my opinion.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's actually something you guys should take to heart if you're listening and you're kind of new. Take to heart what FATA just said. If you are out of position and you know you're dead, you should really accept it and then try to not, for example, waste a TP because that will be on cooldown for a minute, or waste an ultimate. Just try not to do stuff like that. Instead, focus on doing things like buying items before you die. Put them into your quick buy inventory and then buy your items and spend your gold before you die, because if you buy items, you will spend your unreliable gold first, and that way you will not lose any further gold if you spent it all before you die. So this is something you should do, and not what Tidehunter just did.
Yeah, exactly. Generally, you're most of the time, if you don't have any chance of counter-initiating with the Ravage, you should just not use it and just die unless your respawn timer is too long, so you can't defend your base. But this wasn't the case here, so you should have just accepted that he's dead.
Yeah. Oh, bottom lane, they try to go for a gang on Morphling, but Artsal misses his Split Earth and is completely out of mana. It looks so awkward sometimes when they go for a gang. They try, but they rarely succeed. Now in the top lane, they might succeed to go for Enchantress. She's an easy target to gang, but there's a mech from Rubik, keeps her alive. She goes for her own heal, and now Kharkiv team not even able to go for the low HP Enchantress. They're turning this around now. Blinken initiation from Rasta. Sent back from Chen, going to save Unstop though. And now Dubas might be the one to drop. There's another Blinken right now from Sava Doom. He doesn't have a slow, but the telekinesis will be up right now. Going to pull him right back up, throw him back into the enemy, and then he's going to drop.
Yeah, at least he saved the Queen of Pain from her death.
And the bottom barracks under attack by Mag, yes. So this is a Brute Mother for you. She has a BKB, she has an Orchid. BKB still full 10-second charge left, and she didn't get the Rags, but she made sure to force out some TPs, waste some gold, and kind of open up the map again for his teammates.
Yeah, as long as Brute keeps pushing bottom lane, Dara can't go for top lane push. That's the good thing here, and that's what they really have to do soon. Because if they don't get those top racks anytime soon, I think Kharkiv is just gonna end up taking the game because they have much better carry potential.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And we have a Manta Star completed on Anti-Mage. He did get that gem sponsored by the enemy Tide, so he's doing pretty good. Well, I guess he's still catching up to Morphling, but the Manta Style sure helps against a whole bunch of spells. He can't evade things like the Rasta, but if there's other effects on him, I don't know how it is about the Enchantress Slow. I think you can dispel that with Manta Style, can you?
Yeah, I'm quite sure you can.
So, and then of course it's about, it's more about your illusions also having that mana burn. So you will do really a big amount of damage and able to force him down. Now we have a big team fight happening. Artstyle using his ultimate from Unstop, misses completely. Savadoom, great positioning, blimps himself away, and he survives this. Now they're going after Dubas. It's the illusions from Anti-Mage going after them. It's actually a replicate, I think. Ultimate used to kill Rubik before he's able to TP away. Good reaction time from Anti-Mage.
Bob just thought, yeah, I'm gonna let this Rubik live and let AM waste ultimate.
Yeah.
Really questionable play.
Oh, blink away from... Oh, Rasta almost successful. But then came the Split Earth from Leshrac, and yes, as you said, now there's still, look at Mag, he's on bottom the whole time, pressuring the lane. Tidehunter has to go back with his Anchor Smash, try to slow things down. He's going to be able to stop it, but this was a 4v5, wasn't it? I think it was a 4v5 fight.
Oh, I think, was Tide in the fight?
Not so sure. Now Mag has to use his TP and a BKB, and it's wasted, so, yeah. I don't think he should TP. I think he should just had the BKB on and just keep on running away. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been close because Morphling had a wave and he would probably just catch up because Tide has a gem, so he had vision on him. I think he was dead nonetheless. But yeah, he just. It's hard to decide on these things because you really have to think fast, which is better. Yeah, Yeah, you can't blame him for choosing the TP there because that was his last hope of escaping, I guess.
Yeah. Now we see the big gold advantage of 5k gold coming almost down to 0 again, because the dire side is claiming control of this game slowly and steadily, mainly toward that split push, as well as some really nice and timed buybacks, and perhaps a little bit of a misplay from Dara side that the dire side was able to capitalize on. So right now things are looking open up once more. Now Anti-Mage looking more and more like the carry that he is, with the Manta style farming around the map. And yeah, the Brute Mother did a really good job in keeping these guys in the game. Now we have Dara pressuring the tier 3 in mid. Towers losing HP rapidly.
Can't take it though, because they don't have the Ravage. They will back off now, I guess, after the wards.
Oh, Rasta wards are used. Blink stolen.
Maybe not. And they're just going for the tower. They can't take any more. I'm probably gonna lose this fight.
They're going for the tower. Mech is used. Stun goes out. Mag has his BKB ready one more time. And now they might actually drop Morphling. And they do so. They do that. Oh, holy crap. Now Savadoom's running away. Blinks himself out. Tries to go for the TP quickly. Nothing that can disable this. And even Tidehunter going for a TP as well. 3 heroes are down for Dara. And yeah.
Yeah, you can clearly notice that Dara is under pressure. They know that if this game goes too long, they have no chance at winning it. Or less chance than they had 5 minutes ago or so, and that's why they just try to force the issue with well, even without the Ravage, just putting the Rasta wards down and getting the tower. I'm not sure whether this was a good trade, because they did lose 3 heroes there, just for well, not just for a tower, but for a tower, and they lost Morph as well, the main carry. Why AM got I think he got some kills, or at least he got the assists for it. That's another big gold advantage going out to the AM.
Yeah, they got 2 towers down, and the big question is, how long will Dara be able to continue going for the high grounds? Perhaps this was the last time that they are seeing the high ground, and as you know, they were still sieging, and you said, well, no, they're not going to be able to do this. And they stayed and overstayed their welcome. They went for the tier 3, and they paid with a bunch of heroes, because Kharkiv team were just able to just rip them apart, because there was no Ravage to initiate the team fight for the Dara side and kind of break the engagement from the Dire.
I think they could have just waited, because there was no one pushing bot lane. There was no Brute Mother there pushing bot lane. And they could have just waited for the Ravage to come back up again, and Morphling could, for example, just TP down to bottom, left the lane, while having a replicate at mid, just so he can TP back to push. I think that would have been a better choice, instead of trying to take Rex without a Ravage. That's the most important spell for the Radiant side, probably. And that's why I don't agree with the decision of them.
Yeah, actually that's a really good point. One thing we didn't see Morphling do so much is abusing the crap out of his replicate. I don't think I've ever seen it this game, that he's just able to farm one lane and have the replicate with his teammates. And as you said, that would have been perfect if they just kind of slow push the lane in and kind of hang around, not commit to it, and slowly chip away until the Ravage is back up, and then they can have Morphling join them for the team fight, and thus he just has a crap load of farm. Now we have the Dire side taking up the tier 2 tower, and they might even continue toward the tier 3. Maybe they just want to force out a TP reaction, and then they will back out. I think they won't continue. I think they will just take out this creep wave.
Yeah, they will back off, definitely. Because Brute Mother's on the other side of the map. But it's still a free D2 tower. Getting picked off for Dire side, that's a lot of gold. It was definitely a good movement by them, in my opinion.
Yeah. But as you said, Dara look like they have a crap load of pressure on their shoulders, because they're doing these misplays, and it is exactly these misplays that will kind of make it a self-fulfilling prophecy, because they are afraid that something might happen. This will lead to mistakes on their part, and that way they give Kharkiv team what they need in order to turn this game around. If we look at the graphs, it's already way in favor of Kharkiv team, especially the experience because of all the kills they've been getting as of late. And if we look at the items, they are coming up as on the top lane, though. There's some BKB used by Artstyle to TP himself away, but Chen, not so lucky, he's gonna drop. They're trying to just kind of... Yeah, they're gonna get Roshan.
Chen for Roshan. Yeah, Chen for Roshan. Still a good trade for the Dire side.
Yeah, Rubik pings out Roshan, but it's too late, they get it. And they're deciding who gets the Aegis. All 3 of them would be eligible to go for the Aegis. Now item bought up for Anti-Mage. It is a complete BKB, so he is able to just hang around in the team fights a little bit longer. Actually, Mag Might get caught out right now. 5 heroes from Dara are there. Blinken from Shadow Shaman. They knew he was going to be there, but a very fast...
Late TP. Oh.
Yeah, but really fast BKB.
Yeah, he BKB'd well, but the TP was kind of delayed. Maybe it was cooldown. I didn't quite look at it. Well, he waited for like 2 seconds till TP, and that was nearly his death because he only had 100 hit points left or so.
But man, Rasta blinks in like that, and you go for a really fast BKB. That was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that was nice. That was definitely nice reactions.
Yeah.
Saved his life after all.
And then the TP. Maybe he was just like, holy crap, man, I'm so good. And then he goes with the TP.
Yep, probably his TP was cooldown.
Yeah, perhaps.
Or maybe he was just worried because on bottom lane he might have thought that it was better to run away, and now he was thinking, oh, should I run away or should I TP?
Yeah.
Maybe he was, stuck between those decisions. But still, after all, he did get out, so it doesn't really matter what happened there.
We have 4 BKBs up on the Dire side. An amazing strategy, I think, because Dara really lacks physical DPS. They have Enchantress, they have Morphling, but that is about it. So all the 4 important heroes from the Dire side, they have the BKB. Chen will always be more in the back of play. He's only needed for the mech and the heal and perhaps his creep micro. But the item choices are just really nice from the Dire side so far, and I think now the odds are really in favor of the Dire to win this.
Yeah, I agree. The BKB is such a good item against the Ravage. Well, I think it's safe to say that it's the best item. It also allows you to focus the Tidehunter, killing him before he's got any chance of getting a good Ravage, because when the BKBs are up, there's no use in Ravage, so they can kill him before he actually does anything.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's why that's probably the reason they went for mass BKBs.
Yeah.
But generally these heroes are good BKB holders, but just having Tide on the opponent's team, it's just another reason to get BKB.
Yeah. By the way, man, have you seen... I guess you did. You probably already read the changelog for the new Dota 1 version. FATA?
Yeah. Don't you hear me?
No. Have you read the changelog?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Anything? What's like the one thing you think about the changelog that is like the craziest? Oh wait, middle lane initiation onto Anti-Mage, the Hex from Rasta, there goes the Shackle, and Unstop has to leave him alone. He's probably going to take a fall right now. The combination is there, and yeah, the Aegis is forced out. So now they're going to try to kill...
He will have to BKB. Hex is ready. Or Manta. That works as well.
Good stuff, good stuff. Alright. And top lane, split push, big split push from the Dire side. Their art style on top with Chen and a crap load of skeletons. Blinking now from Savadoon. Again, a fast BKB reaction from the old captain of old Dara. He runs himself away into the middle lane. And they have 2 heroes defending the bottom lane against Mag. So Dara are under pressure but making some good decisions, and they're going to get rewarded with a Chen kill on top as well. And now we have Kharkiv team coming in for a fight. Savadoon being hexed. Blinking right now from Queen of Pain. And they will be able to take out Rubik. Instant buyback. Now Arsenal in huge trouble. And he also takes a fall. I was like, where'd he go? He died so fast. And now Grumpy on Enchantress is going to take a fall as well. So many heroes right there. So much damage. Ultimate used by Queen of Pain. Blinking after him. Always want to fly. And now it's a 2-for-1. Minus the buyback.
BKBs are still up for Crop and AM. They might be able to take Arexia.
Oh man, what a beautiful split push. Yes, amazing split push.
But Brute lost a lot of hit points. She can't push bottom anymore. They have to be careful on top lane.
Okay, yeah, good point. Now always want to fly. Has to blink himself away as well.
That was lucky for him. Rasta lacked 2 mana to shackle him.
Oh.
And otherwise he probably wouldn't have gotten away. So that was really, really unlucky for the Rasta. And lucky for the AM, of course.
Oh man. Great to have you on the cast, man. You see things that I don't even realize. So yeah, we had Brute Mother. She just used her ultimate to heal back up, but that was the crux. That was the nail in the coffin for this split push, which looked really beautiful on the minimap. Both sides being pressured equally intense, but Brute Mother almost died. So and the top realized it a little bit too late, almost died, and thanks to too little mana on Rasta, Anti-Mage was able to get away. But still, this still solidifies the advantage that they have so far. Above 5k gold advantage, the experience looking probably about the same, double that even.
Yeah, it will be very hard for the Radiant to come out of this split push, because they don't have the heroes to cope with such split push. They don't have a very... Well, they have decent gankers, but once the AM has a BKB, it's very hard to gank him, even if Manta helps him at escaping. The Brute is so mobile.
Butterfly on her too.
Yeah, it'll be very hard to get a pick off on. They're mostly solo. These heroes are mostly solo on the lane. Like Brood is just always bottom alone, but they don't see her till or like most of the time, and that's why it's pretty hard to gank her.
Yeah.
They need 3 heroes. I guess they need Rubik, Morphling, and Rasta to gank the Brood, and that's when AM just sees that they are free bottom and just starts pushing top. It's very hard to play against such a split push style when you don't have the heroes for it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't agree with Morphling's item choice. I'm not saying it's bad what he did, but what I do say is that I would play it differently. I think an EB was Ethereal Blade was really strong here, because then you only need like a Rasta or Rubik to gank the Brute, and you don't need 3 heroes because it's just so much burst damage coming out. You just need True Sight, for example, Rubik buying a gem because he's got the blink of Queen of Pain. It's hard to bring him down. And then they could just always gank the Brute Mother with the Ethereal Blade and just the Rubik or so coming down. Same with the AM.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So that is one reason why an EB would have been really strong, and it would have been another good tool to answer the split push. And also, had he not gone for Lincoln Sphere, he wouldn't have had the spell block, but he still might have been able to dominate more in the in the mid game, because we had these really low HP heroes before Leshrac got the BKB. He could have probably killed him solo instantly. Same with
all the
perhaps
time.
Chen. Yeah.
Chen and Queen of Pain too, because she went for a Hex and not for Lincoln's, and Hex doesn't give you a lot of hit points. It's just
now
one
bottom lane
ultimate
Mac
orb.
getting initiated upon. They have the Shackle, they got the True Sight, but a BKB used by Broodmother. Good ultimate by Unstop as well. Gets telekinesis up into the air, and now Mag is fighting with the BKB against the BKB Morphling, and I think both might actually survive this. Do they have True Sight? That's a big question. Yes, there is a gem.
Yeah, gem on Rubik.
Yeah, gem on Rubik,
They
and
will
now
kill
Brood
Brood.
has to get the frick away. She's got some bonus movement speed. The
There's no
Butterfly
chance.
helping out.
Rubik can just catch up with the blink all the time.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
strong.
point.
The spell is so strong. Blink on Rubik just allows so much better ganking. Otherwise, they would have never gotten him.
Man,
But
damn.
still, every time. Oh, sorry, talk.
No, it's what you say probably has a lot more value than what I say. Now Chen getting initiated upon on top as well. There's that Shackle, and he's gonna die as well. Dubas, his 8th death so far. So yeah,
Yeah, the problem is that every time they do get a pick off, the Dara do get a pick off, for example, on the Brute now, the other lanes just get pushed because they have to use so many heroes to gank one now that allows the other heroes to simply split push them a lot harder. That's always when you see an opponent going for Brute, you should always go for a hero or for a combination of heroes that allow them to, for example, 2-man gank the Brute, so you don't have to put so many heroes on the Brood. You can just have, for example, like I said, Morphling with EB and Rubik to gank the Brood permanently.
yeah, that's a really good point. And I mean, what you just said is just really supported by, if we look at where the game has been happening the past 10 minutes or so. It was just in this little strip on the Radiant side. The action wasn't on the Dire side anymore. It's always happened on the Radiant side, because the split push is working so far in Dara's favor, and the only area where in the Dire's favor, and the only area where Dara can really operate is on their own side of the map, because the split push is just always so far ahead, or so far, just ahead in toward their side of the map. So they need to find an answer against this really nasty combination of heroes that Artstyle just drafted for his team.
Yeah, it was really important. Mid is action.
Yeah, in the middle
caught
lane,
out.
Queen of Pain, she's shackled. Chen heal used, and
They
even
used
now a
Ravage.
Ravage.
Yeah, they had to. Rasta didn't have anyone's able, so they had to use Ravage. So I don't know if it's worth it. No, Queen of Pain just rebuys.
And now they will go.
Yeah, they will push now. I'm quite sure that they will go for a mid push or just a split push again. They can't fight without Ravage properly.
The big question is, where is Mac going to go? Are they going to perhaps try and mix things up? Are they going to try and all go mid, or are they even going to try to push at all?
I think they're all going mid. You can already see the heroes getting together. Otherwise, the rebuy wouldn't make any sense. The rebuy of the Queen of Pain. It's pretty obvious that they wanna get Rex now.
Another 100 seconds without a Tidehunter Ravage. He's on level 20, man. He's so tank, and so much just hinges upon that ultimate skill of his. They rotate down. They want to take out Tidehunter before they do the push. There's a Hex. There's a Scream. There's a Slow. Stun from Artstyle. Gonna hit perfectly. But he's so tank. Nukes fly out, and there's ultimate use from Kino Pain. Now they're just going to go for the push. Sava Doom on Rubik. He's going to get caught out as well. He's almost out of mana. There's that Ghost Scepter, but that just opens the door for an ultimate from Anti-Mage. And now even Enchantress, the whole game for them is just falling apart. Buyback used by Rasta. He goes in, but they're just being chased all the way to their fountain. And now Kharkiv turns around to go for the bottom barracks. And they might even get it. What do you think?
No, they won't get him.
TP again from Morphling. They go in. BKB is still up for him. Now Always Wanna Fly gets caught out. He doesn't have a second life in the form of an Aegis. A Hex is used though on Shadow Shaman, and he does drop, and now Unstop has to get himself the heck out of there.
But still, the heroes are so hard to kill. Broodmother, Queen of Pain, and AM with a Chen as an emergency escape is just so hard to kill. But still, they managed to defend the Rex, which is, they did use how many rebuys for it? I think only one. Yeah, only the Tidehunter bought back, so that's not too bad.
Holy crap. I think maybe Rasta bought back. I don't know though. No, he didn't buy back.
Yeah, I think it's only Tide. But still, it's just... To me, it's just a matter of time, to be honest. It's very hard for the Radiant side to come back at this one, because they, like I mentioned before, they don't have the carry potential that's comparable to the one of the Dire side. The main problem here. They only have Morphling.
Yeah, and now they're gonna go for Roshan once more.
Yeah, it seems weird that they never contested Roshan even in the like around the 20th minute or so when, well, yeah, they were pushing top them, but otherwise they should probably the second Roshan they could have contested, and they should have tried to do so, or just they should have probably just taken a Roshan themselves before going to push top, because they had such a huge advantage in early game. They should have made more use of it, and you can see the aftermath of it now that they don't.
Yeah. I mean, even in the game before that, where they were going up against the tough bananas, it also seemed that they really didn't. They kind of didn't really care that much about Roshan. It seemed.
Maybe they have problems at remembering the time. Like I always forget it as well. That's also a problem that we had in we as Asian. That we always forgot Roshan. We forgot to write it down in the chat.
I asked you guys. I think it was you, and I was like, "Who of you guys make sure that you time Roshan?" And then you said, "No one."
We always forget. I don't know. It's so hard. Like Roshan happens, then you like 1 minute after you think, "Oh man, I should have gotten Roshan." And then the next Roshan, then you say to yourself that next time I'm gonna get a Roshan time, but it never happens.
Yeah. Alright, now we have the Dire side moving themselves in there. They have a cheat, they have an Aegis, so by now they should at least get one side of Rax. They just walk in.
Yeah, that's
Initiation on Enchantress, there you go, ultimate use, just for that one hero. Morphling is in there, but there's not much he can do. BKB is used, Chen Heal goes out, Manta Split used by both heroes.
The BKB.
Yes, exactly, that's what you pointed out. Now he goes for the Ravage. It hits most of the heroes because the BKB just wore off, and now Mag does drop, so that's a really good fight actually. Anti-Mage has to flick himself away, but the bottom barracks, the damage is done. They are down, and they lose Broodmother on Mag. Now BKB used by Always Wanna Fly, and they go for Rubik. They take out a very important support hero or utility hero from Dara's side. Now Tidehunter really tank, tries to get himself back to the fountain, but he does get chopped down by Leshrac before he's able to do so. And yeah, they get the Rax. They have 4 kills, and they just lose Brood.
Yeah, they're gonna go for another side now. Because only Morphling is alive, there's not much he can do.
Yeah. So slowly and steadily, Artstyle's new team were able to get themselves back into this game and even win it. Or at least it looks like they're gonna win it. It looks pretty certain that they will win this game.
It's quite safe to say that this game is over. I guess we don't spoil anything. I guess most viewers know this as well. Pretty obvious. 2 sides being down now, going for the third one. The tower doesn't even have any hit points. Yeah, this is mega creeps.
Yeah, this is game.
Yeah, it's just Dara failed to take more advantage of the early pressure they made. They didn't get a lot out of it. And then kinda you have to say, even though Tide did dominate bottom lane, just Brood being on the lane helped Kharkiv, because Tide couldn't go to another lane to use the Ravage. He had Ravage on cooldown for like 10 minutes in early game, and usually once you get the Ravage you just want to get a tower or just defend the tower or whatever. It's very important to use the Ravage as much as possible.
Yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think they should perhaps, I'm not sure, it's hard to say. It's always hard to play against Brood. It's just such an annoying hero, but maybe they could have put Rubik to hold. Or maybe just, for example, Morphling Rubik bottom and allow Tide to move around a bit. With Rasta also, but still, it's hard. It's just hard. You mostly always lose a tower unless you gank the brute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. The game is basically over. They got the mega creeps. There really isn't anything that Derek can do. So we're already doing the kind
Maybe
of
we can see a miracle happen.
yeah, you know,
Doubt it, though.
we're already doing this kind of end game analysis, guys. So one of the things is that one thing I didn't really think about is that yes, Brute Mother did force Tidehunter to just stay on lane, which means that even though he got the most farm in the early game, he was stuck at the bottom lane. He wasn't able to put that farm to use on a different lane. Dara, by the way, going for an all or nothing push in the mid. They say screw it, go all in. Because we're going to lose this anyway if we don't, so let's try it at least. And that's one factor. So they kept Tidehunter on the lane against Brood, so Ravage wasn't a factor in the fights on the other parts of the map. Then we had the Roshan dismissal of Dara. They didn't really go for it that much. Divine Rapier on Anti-Mage, look at that. And they went for a push in the mid without utilizing Morphlings, or on top it was even, without utilizing Morphlings Replicate, without a Ravage, and they lost it that way. So many factors that led to their demise. Now here comes the Ravage, gets no one, I think, only Chen, and always want to fly on Anti-Mage. Well. Yeah, Brute was hit as well, and now Anti-Mage is able to put that Rapier to work.
Yes. Can't win this fight. They're just desperate. Just the last try to make a miracle happen. But
yeah.
Nah, not gonna happen.
Yep, there we go. Ancient drops, and as we said, there's many factors that led to the demise. Then there's also the item choice of Morphling. I think with an Ethereal Blade you could have been able to even increase that advantage. They had a 5,000 gold advantage early on in the game. Oh, now the gold graph is bugged, but they had a 5,000 gold advantage early on in the game. With an Ethereal Blade it might have been something like 8,000 if he had those extra pickoffs. And with these with this additional advantage and extra items and so on, they might have been able to make more out of the times when they actually did go for the high ground. This way, though, they left the door open, and Artstyle and his new teammates were more than happy to go ahead and secure that chance. Again, guys, thanks for watching. This was it for Starladder Season 3 for tonight, I think. With me was FATA, if any pro players are watching currently. He did leave We Has Asian. He was the captain of the team, won Samsung European Encounter, and placed second in the WCG qualifiers. So if you guys are interested, hit him up. Just write me an email, and then I will be able to establish a contact, because we do want to see you guys more in the competitive scene. So with that, thank you for doing this with me, man. It was a pleasure.
Not a problem. I really enjoyed it as well.
Alright, guys. So again, epicommentary.com. I would like your support on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Again, thanks for watching. Also hit follow on Owned so that you guys are notified when I do stream again. And for now, this is it for this recording. I will talk to you guys in just a few seconds. Thanks, guys, and see ya.